basically is killing all the Venezuelans that protest against the government, that doesn't agree with what the government wants to do. Venezuela is a oil-producing country. It's the third largest country that produces oil. But the money that comes from the oil doesn't go to the people. The government steals the money, and basically in Venezuela now, there's no food, there's no medicines, there's no health care. People are being killed deliberately by the government if you just simply protest or think differently of what the government wants us to think. That's the reason we are here. That's the reason we, Venezuelans, outside Venezuela, that we were able to leave the country alive. We are protesting and we are raising our voice to let the people know what is happening in the country. All newspapers, radio stations, TV have been closed down by the government because the government of Venezuela doesn't want anybody to know what's happening in the country. Because it's a dictatorship, because it's a totalitarian regime. There's no freedom of speech. Human rights are absolutely stumbled upon, and the government of Venezuela doesn't want the people to know what's happening in the country. We are a small group of people here today, but we all have a big voice and want to raise and want everybody to understand what's happening in the country right now. People are being killed. Students are being killed. People are being put into prison because just saying that, because not agreeing what the government said. An oil-producing country, rich, has no food, has no medicines, has no health care. Why is that happening? Because we have a totalitarian government, because we have a dictatorship, because we have a corrupted government, and not only corrupted government, a narco government. What does narco mean? They traffic drugs. They're the bosses of cartels, of drug cartels, and the government doesn't want the people to know that this is happening. That's why we are here, and we will still be here today, tomorrow, next month, next year, until this narco government leaves Venezuela. We want our country back, we want our democracy back, and we want to live like we used to live, free in democracy and everybody together. Not like we're living now, not to be killed by the government of Venezuela, by the regime of Mr. Maduro and all his all his parties and all the people that's with them. That's why we are here, and we'll still be here. And if anyone wants to know what's really happening in Venezuela and wants more, they can come to us and they can ask us. They can go onto all the social media and they can read what's happening in the country, all the human rights violations that are happening in the country, and all the problems that we are going through right now. So, for the Venezuelan people in the Embassy of Venezuela, just to let you know that we still are going to be here today, tomorrow, and until you leave.
¡Bravo, Venezuela libre! ¡Viva Venezuela!
For Venezuela!
¡Freedom!
Venezuela!
¡Freedom!
Maduro to leave!
¡Freedom!
We want the narco regime.
Bien, gracias.
Perfecto.
Mira,